We all know that trading can be a roller coaster. One minute you're calm and the next, your heart is racing. But what if I told you that stress isn't your enemy? What really matters is how you perceive it. In this session, we'll turn stress and setbacks on their head. You'll learn to see volatile markets and tough days as opportunities for growth, not disaster. Research confirms this, right? Stress only becomes harmful if we see it that way. And today you'll discover that with the right mindset, stress can actually fuel your performance. I promise this talk will be relatable and empowering, and by the end, you'll be reframing stress in real time, turning anxiety into action and setbacks into stepping stones. Ready? Let's dive in. First, let's demystify stress. Biologically, stress is just your body's alarm bell, right? Your heart pounds and adrenaline flows when you're about to enter a trade or you see markets move fast. Those physical signs like racing pulse aren't flaws. They're normal signals from your fight or flight system, gearing you up, okay? So imagine standing at the edge of a diving board, for example. Your heart jumps, you feel alive. In trading, that feeling before a big decision is the same rush. But what really matters is how you label those feelings. If you think my heart is racing, I'm unprepared, I'm in danger, your brain kicks into threat mode and you tense up. On the other hand, if you think my body is juiced up and ready, you shift into challenge mode. In fact, research has found that people with a stress is enhancing mindset interpret their body's response as courage and useful energy, not weakness. In other words, that pounding heart is actually your body charging you up to meet a challenge. Now, let's visualize this with a stress dial. Imagine this needle on the dial is representing your internal alarm level. Okay, so the same market event or a sudden price drop, for example, might fire the needle up to 8 if you think, this is terrible, I'm doomed. But if you interpret it as, this is a tough situation, but I can handle it, that needle might only hit 5. So in other words, stress intensity is not fixed. It is dialed up or down by your interpretation. We can even think of stress through 3 basic filters: threat, challenge, and fuel. Consider these as mental lenses you switch between when stress hits. So threat, seeing stress as danger, like I can't handle this, I might lose money. This lens triggers fear. It causes performance to actually suffer. Then you have challenge, which is seeing stress as an opportunity. This is a learning moment, like I can adapt. This lens mobilizes focus and efficiency. And then fuel, seeing stress as usable energy. This adrenaline is power for my decisions. So this lens boosts motivation and resilience, and you want to be somewhere in between this when it comes to fuel. Each of these filters turn the stress dial a bit differently. But if you look through the threat filter, for example, the dial jumps up and the alarms go off, right? If you switch to challenge or fuel, the same stress feels like a manageable boost. The key insight is how you frame stress. Threat versus challenge changes your body's response and performance. In fact, psychologists find that when people appraise a situation as a challenge rather than a threat, their physiology becomes more efficient and performance improves. In challenge mode, your heart and breathing work smarter, and in threat mode, they go haywire. Think of the sine wave we discussed in the last webinar. But the bottom line is that stress isn't inherently good or bad until you interpret it. Now let's go deeper. Stress is just energy. Think of it like electricity. Stress is the charge in this battery, for example. A fully charged battery can power great things. A battery with a short circuit drains everything. Now, when stress enters your system, there's 2 ways that you can use it, either to fuel action or to spike anxiety. If you dread the energy, it will feel destructive. But if you channel that same energy, that can power your focus and quick thinking. For example, some psychologists call this psychological energy. It's the drive that fuels motivation and action towards your goals. A useful metaphor here is the observer effect from quantum physics. Don't worry, there's no equations here. It just basically means on what you focus on grows. If you point your mind at the danger of stress, stress amplifies. If you focus on the potential benefits, the extra alertness and clarity, those qualities expand. In everyday terms, where attention goes, energy flows. So if you waste stress, like complaining, panicking, or resisting it, you blow energy and drain. But if you put it to work, focusing on taking action and learning, you convert that energy into results. It's your choice. You can short-circuit your brain with fear or plug that energy into smart trading decisions. By framing stress as just another form of energy, you take back control. It's no longer a threat, it's a resource that you can actually direct. In fact, studies describe stress as a direction-oriented force that can actually fuel your goals and performance. So, the next time your palms sweat, tell yourself, here comes the extra power, let me use it. Like Goku in Dragon Ball Z. Now, let's talk losses and mistakes, inevitable parts of trading life. So instead of beating yourself up, I want you to treat each setback as valuable feedback. Consider every drawdown or emotional slip-up, like revenge trading or FOMO, as a neutral data point. So imagine it like a black box on an airplane. In that box, every mistake goes in as a data point. While simply collecting data, ask yourself, what did this trade teach me? Much like pilots analyze a crash in order to improve safety, traders should analyze losses to improve strategy. So a growth-oriented trader does not label a bad trade as a failure. Instead, you analyze mistakes to extract the lessons. So using insights to refine your strategy and turn setbacks into powerful learning experiences. Each black box entry or mistake makes the system smarter. To make this practical, we use tools like journaling and self-reflection. So after every trading day or challenging session, I want you to write down exactly what happened. So what was I thinking and feeling? Why did I enter this trade? Where did emotion creep in? Bullet point it in your notes or maintain a journal to document your thought processes and decisions. Because what happens is this habit turns vague regrets into concrete insights. So for example, it would be a system of observation, lesson, rule. So observation, I exited early out of fear of loss. Lesson, I let my anxiety override the plan. And the new rule, next time hold the trade longer if criteria is still met. Now, regular reflection like this is calibrating your mental instruments. It trains you to be a curious observer of your own trading psychology. So our key points on setbacks: losses are neutral information, not a verdict of your worth. Jot down mistakes without shame. Just note facts and feelings. Ask yourself, what went wrong and how can I fix it? Use a trade journal like Market Memo to make reflection a routine. By turning each setback into a lesson, you build resilience and skill. But remember, even the most successful traders study their black boxes. Your toughest trade might just be your best teacher. So let's reframe the market itself. Imagine the market not as a beast to be tamed, but as a mentor or a sparring partner. In sports, great athletes welcome strong opponents. A fierce rival reveals the blind spots and pushes their limits. Similarly, the market challenges your strategies and psychology in ways nothing else can. The market strikes, unexpected moves, right? And you respond. Each exchange, win or lose, reveals something. When you view the market as an opponent to beat, you get frustrated. But if you view it as a rival who forces you to improve, you become sharper. Now, psychology research supports this mindset shift. Experts note that studying competitors as worthy rivals focuses your energy on improvement instead of victory. By respecting the market's strengths, you can better see where your own strategy falls short. In fact, famous sports rivals have said their competition pushed each other to become better players. Replace players with traders and you get the idea, right? So each challenging day in the market can make you stronger. Think of a tough trading session as a training opportunity with a skilled opponent. After one-sided markets, you stay on your toes in unpredictable ones. So tough days reveal the mistakes. A strong rival, the market, helps you to define your edge. Without it, you'd never really know what needs work, so embrace it. When a trade goes poorly, thank the market for showing you a gap in your plan. You would rather it be now than when you have $1 million portfolio. So let's wrap this up. Today we've covered a lot. Your stress isn't your enemy. Your interpretation is. By shifting your stress mindset, so turning threat into fuel or challenge, you actually improve performance. We saw that stress is just energy, just like electricity. It can power you up if you channel it. We reframed losses as lessons, making every mistake into an opportunity to learn. And we turned the market into a worthy opponent, your personal trainer in the gym of trading. The final and most important step is practice. Over the next week, do this reflection exercise. Identify a recent stress event. Think of a recent trade or a market situation that made your stress spike. So your heart race, your mind chatter, etc. Write it down. So on paper or in your trading journal, write down exactly what happened and how you interpreted that moment. Next, reframe the stress. Now write a new interpretation. Could you see it as a challenge or a source of energy? For example, replace "I'm panicking" with "My body is preparing to take decisive action." Next, extract the lesson and commit. What did this experience teach you about your trading mindset? And finally, choose one specific habit that you might apply next time. Maybe it's pausing to breathe when stress hits, or reviewing your trades in a journal every evening, or even visualizing the stress style that we went through in real time. So commit to doing this habit consistently. By doing this, you turn the day-to-day stress of trading into a training plan. Now remember, you control the dial. Stress and setbacks will come, but now you have the tools to harness them. So stay confident and curious. Every challenge you face is just a lesson waiting to be learned. And when stress arises in the moment, stay in control of your stress battery. Watch how your trading changes. Take action on this and crush it for the week ahead, okay? You've got this, but you have to put in the work.